All right. Welcome in, everybody. Sorry for the long delay. We just had a little bit of confusion, but it's all right. We're back up and running. And, yeah, it's good to be back. Schedule might be a little funky from here. We'll see. We might have to move some things around, but we'll see how things go. But for now, we're gonna play. We are gonna have a little bit of a hard cutoff tonight, so we are gonna have a little shorter session than normal. Just to some folks just need to have to get up early in the morning, and we don't want them to die tomorrow. So, with that, we're gonna start off with usual Adrian giving his general recap of things, and let me make sure that he can be heard before I go throwing him under the bus here. And yes, everybody should be hearable now.
Alright, not gonna die to Buskoon. No isekai from me. So, the temple grounds look like they've been pretty abandoned. They look like a work site, though. And the only thing is that the tents on the grounds do look like they've been slept in. We see a staircase towards the middle of the temple, well, the busted up temple grounds, leading downward. The place is pretty elaborate. It's pretty highly decorative. The room that we enter is mainly just a fountain, and then there's another floor below it. We encounter a couple of people, and sneakily, Garvin puts all four of them to sleep. He and Coco went down in there first. Garvin puts them all four to sleep, while Sahiri and I were upstairs. At that point, we come down, we fight some weird brain monsters that I think we learned the name of, right, Rick?
No, those are the other ones.
The other ones.
These were Grell. The brain creatures are Grell.
Okay. We fought some Grell.
The Greek were like the slug, beak-like things.
Right. Thank you. Speaking of those, when we got down there, Sahiri had heard someone running down a separate corridor. Says somebody's going that way. Adrian says I got it, and just books it. Gets attacked a couple of times on the way there. Things are not going well on either end of this particular scenario. There was a small fae summoned to try to keep an eye on me, like a babysitter. It was very cool. He was very powerful. He did cast darkness on me before I could see him. One phase, one of the dudes in the room of the big ritual that I ran into, but like, you take the bad with the good. At that point, I dimension door back to the party. I see Coco on the ground. Sahiri standing above her, trying to keep the team alive. Clearly, things aren't going well. Couple more rounds go by, and Garvin, with dwindling possibilities and fewer options, used the amulet that we were given. But it didn't work quite right. And that's pretty much where we are now. We don't know where we are now.
I think I purchased this. Yeah, this is the one I purchased.
Okay.
Well, traded for.
Yes.
We traded another item, but yeah.
So you all see a flash of light.
Yep.
As your eyes are readjusting, you find your feet are slightly damp, as it seemed to be slowly submerging into what feels like as mud or something like mud. Your eyes eventually focus. You see the sky is dark. You're still getting a little bit of dim light, but the light above, it's very overcast. It's very dark. It wasn't dark when you guys left.
No, it was like midday when we went down, isn't it?
Yeah. As your eyes again, you start to look around, you see these gnarled looking trees all over. It looks like you're in this vast forest, but the ground is this weird, almost morass type to it, where it's wet and mud.
Does this remind us of when we were tramping through the Feywilds after in our last quest, kind of like right there on some of the border areas?
It has some similarities. Like it gives you kind of sort of feels like you were wandering through when the swamp of near the border of Twilight.
Yes, that's exactly where I was thinking in my mind.
But something seems different. The trees are gnarled. The sky is not it's not like you don't have stars in the sky and just darkness. It's clouds, but these dark rolling clouds. There's no lightning or anything like that, but it's desolate. You hear the sound of thunder in the background, but you see no lightning. You don't see any rain, and the ground is just wet.
Can I roll some kind of like Arcana? Like, what does the magic feel like here? You know what I mean? Because like I'm a sorcerer. I have a natural born sense of how magic feels around me.
Okay.
I just feel weird.
Go ahead and give me a roll. It's
We know what Garvin was doing. I don't remember.
he just said get close.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And we
Or-
did.
I'm sorry. That's not where I meant to go. And I'm looking around.
Mod 20.
Okay. You do also notice that the creatures that were next to you aren't here either. It's just you.
Well, hey, kid. Whatever you did, they're not here. So, unless we're about to die, I call this a win.
So you're
All right. I'll explain. Just protect me for 1 minute.
so,
Are they not here?
they're not here. You do not see them. There's a weird like silence. There's no. Normally within your swamp, you expect to hear insects' life or sounds of
Amphibian.
birds or something out in the woods. It's just this eerie silence. It is a forest of some sort, but the trees are all gnarled and decayed, and there's no leaves on anything, and the ground is just this spongy, muddy, just kind of consistency. Adrid, you using your Arcana, you're just something definitely feels off.
Does it?
Dark.
Am I able to put my finger on how any one particular feeling?
Not really. You're almost pull a bunch of different things, and it makes you feel really down. Like something here is off.
Like oppressive.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
I don't like it here. We should. I mean, if we're gonna pretend you not here, let's.
And I'm just like panicked, kind of looking around for solid ground. We're in like muddy ground. Is there solid ground anywhere that we can see?
So the ground all looks the same, and even as you look down, it looks like a forest floor, but it's just spongy and
Boggy
wet
and-
and boggy. But this isn't. It doesn't look like a swamp. It looks like it's an actual forest. It's just the ground, for whatever reason, just has this almost coating
So-
of.
I'd like to use mold earth to try to make like a solid patch beneath us, so that at least we feel physically better, even if not emotionally.
Yeah, you don't feel like you're sinking fully into it. You just kind of felt like as you hit, it was almost like that feeling of landing on a pillow the first time, where you just kind of go, and then you finally hit the base level. So you think that there's solid ground underneath of it, but it has this layer of just.
I don't like it. I'm gonna try to make a solid area underneath our feet
Okay.
at least.
So you're able to pull up to solid ground, and you notice that the ground, it's not. It's dark. It's just like dead soil. It's not. It doesn't have any like lifelike pollen. You don't understand how even these trees are growing in this area.
Do they have leaves, or is it just like
No leaves.
winter? So they're not growing. They're just dead husk or leafless tree.
But they're thick enough that you can't see really any. Like there's no landmarks. There's no. You can't really see anything outside of the trees.
Quit messing with things. And Garvin's just trying to cast a spell, and he realizes he's like tapped himself.
There.
I need 10 minutes. I need 10 minutes, and he just kind of starts freaking
I'm
out.
handing him my globe.
You hear him start like mumbling stuff. What is your globe?
I have where is it? Pearl of Power. I blew the charge. Never mind.
So Garvin
Is there anything around that looks like it might pose a threat?
You
Just out of
literally
curiosity.
don't see anything at the moment. I mean,
At all? Okay.
it's as far as you
Making
can
sure.
see. You see these trees in this, and it's not like you can see terribly far. I mean, even with your dark vision, you still have a range of where it just the dim goes to dark, and you just don't have this sight that you can see as well as you'd hoped. Something feels just again oppressive, off. You kind of are just there's these feelings kind of starting to that you're noticing of despair, darkness. Something's wrong.
So Garvin just starts to ritual cast a spell without explaining or saying a thing.
Okay.
I rolled a con save for his focus, which is a 21 total. So he's shutting all of them out and focused on this ritual for the next 11 minutes.
Okay.
So I don't know what they're doing, but that's what Garvin's doing.
Got it. So you all see Garvin is starting to focus on paying attention to this, doing this some sort of ritual casting spell.
I'm just standing with my back to him.
I'd like to think that
one point
they're
of a
probably
triangle, like,
not
looking.
just sitting there. They're probably still keeping conversation or something.
What? Right. Well, he's gone. He's
What's the sky look like? Is it? That you said that it wasn't raining.
cloudy.
No, but it's
It's
like
just
it
overcast?
looks like it's overcast. It's dark. And it looks like it's clouds overhead. You can't see like any breaks to see the sky or the stars, or even tell what direction you're heading. You have no idea of direction right now.
Okay, Coco's gonna activate her boots and go up, and get a bird's eye view of the situation.
Okay. As you fly up, you your range with what you can see, you see again. It's like this is a large forest. So you just see these trees just stretching out. You can kind of see a silhouette in the background of these really gnarled, peaky, like mountains along the edge, but they're pretty far out, and you can only make out kind of their vague shape of they're just large shadows looming in the distance. But as far as your sight being able to see too much further, you can't really. It's just it gets dark. It's like something is limiting your visibility.
Okay, so there's no beyond. So squiggly maybe mountain range, mostly forest, all dark.
Yeah, you can't see, like, you don't see any buildings or structures, you don't see any towns, you don't see any open plain or anything from your view.
Okay. She'll come back down and sort of point more or less in the direction she saw the mountains. That's mountains.
Oh boy.
So,
Well,
how are we
let me-
doing health-wise?
Let me roll.
Coco has 4
that's a
hit
good
points.
question.
Coco's bleeding profusely at the moment.
Oh, Coco.
Please take care of Coco. I need to figure out what the fuck he's doing, because he won't talk to me.
While there, I will do a mass healing word.
I have no idea what you're casting. I rolled a 6.
Well, it is mass healing word.
Yay. Yeah,
So,
those 4
Give me a
hit
sec.
points are a little worrisome, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Ooh.
that only gives 8 right now, but
I'll
it's
take
better
8.
than nothing.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I will absolutely take 8. You have tripled my hit points.
That's
Um,
true. Yeah.
I can cast it at 3rd level because I'm at a 4th, so we can just kind of filter down with what Sahiri's got left and try to
Well,
get.
I'm down to 1st, so.
I don't have
am a
much,
rogue with no
but
spells.
That's true.
I will at least cast again and get us a little more.
Okay.
I got us 6 more.
Dang.
So
Nice.
little time has gone by. Coco had gone up in the air, come back down, and after she had seen what she saw, Garvin, about this point, your spell is finishing.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
This is important. Where are they in relation to me when the spell goes off?
That's a good question. Where were you guys?
Uh,
I mean, he said protect him, so I would
Yeah.
have positioned myself in like a triangular formation around
Yeah,
him.
say we would
and
be
then sort of-
somewhat close by
So
because I'm doing
Yeah.
healing. So
we'll
yeah,
say
so we'd be within the range of the healing spell. And if this spell was already over before Garvin was done, Coco might have actually flown up about 30 feet and sort of been doing a hover in case something comes in. We have been attacked from the air before.
Yes.
okay.
I have my
So-
hand on his shoulder at this point. Like, I'm not.
Coco's
Nope.
in the air. The other two are right beside me.
Yeah.
A big black dome appears over the other two of us, and Coco's up above.
Okay.
Is this gonna stop her from getting back in?
Yes, probably.
God, you idiot.
Sorry.
Can you at least go outside and see if maybe she'll sit beside the dome and wait for a minute until...
I
Like-
poke my glasses and I try to cast message.
It'll go through.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hi, Coco. Garvin did a thing. Can you sit on top of the dome and be sneaky?
Coco will sort of drift back down. Can I land on the dome?
I set it like a black opaque dome to try to like just make it dim and dark like the place it was in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because this is a
Is this a tiny hut?
It's a
Tiny
tiny hut. So yes,
Then
you can.
It doesn't matter. Then it doesn't matter.
You can specify if
You can specify if
It's
Coco can come
when you cast it. It's people who are inside the casting range of the spell. It's not. It's not a pick and choose.
in.
You
Oh,
had to
okay.
be next to me on the ground when it went off. That's why I asked where everybody was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
well.
everybody else can come and go. Coco can't.
Yeah.
So she
That's
would
cool.
land.
Coco
She would
will.
land right on top of it.
Correct.
Like she would land physically on it.
Yeah, you can literally sit on top of it and stay up there. But as far as the rest is concerned, you potentially be subject to whatever's out here.
Well,
So-
Coco will.
Little brother, any plans on that? Because I don't like the idea of.
Actually, I have a. Can you work your mojo and make a door for the two of you in?
Oh, buddy, I got no mojo left. I mean, hold up.
All right. Look.
Wait. Thinking. I have. Yeah.
Do we see Adrin like squeeze to the point that he like almost pops like a pimple?
Kinda. So here's the thing. The only thing I can possibly do is burn spell slots to make sorcery points to then make a spell slot of that level. I only have first level spells left.
Garvin's nodding at you like, please.
Coco isn't sure that you can see through the dome, but she sort of does this. You can. She's not sure if you can see it, but
Garvin wouldn't. I don't know if Adrin would.
I mean,
Well,
I
she's
can see
sort
in
of-
the
We can
dark.
see. We'd be able to see out. Yes.
Yes, you can see out.
Yeah,
you can
I
see
have-
through the dome. So Coco has just sort of plastered that up against the dome.
I don't have enough to make a 4th level spell slot, but it's
Okay.
8. It's 6 sorcery points to make it. I have a maximum of
Okay.
5 at my.
So
Mm,
as
So-
soon as
you
you
keep
give
thinking about
Garvin,
the conversion rate.
I think as soon as you give Garvin the look of you can't do this, Garvin just starkly shifts his focus over to Sahiri. Sahiri, I just took us to another plane of existence to get us out of that place. This is the only safe space that I have at the moment, and Coco's stuck outside of it. What do you think we should do?
Adrian also turns.
I don't know where
got-
we are.
I don't either.
I don't. It's squishy is about all I know. I I guess let me take a minute and see if I can at least commune. See if I can, you know, feel like I'm connecting with Kellamvor to determine if we're anywhere near one of the realms he
Oh,
can go to.
perfect. Can
You call Kellenvor, you call Dad. I'm gonna call Coco.
you can just walk outside the dome and get her.
I don't like that. Yeah, out there is bad. Out there
So-
feels yucky.
Coco, while you're sitting outside of this dome, you're not able to see in it because it's dark and opaque. Give me a perception check.
That's not great. 13.
Okay, for you that isn't great. So
I rolled kind of
off at the very distant of your vision, you see a smattering of lights bouncing through the trees.
like the lights we saw when we almost got murdered by, what was it, pixies?
No, this seems a little different. They
How
don't
far?
right at the max of your vision. So I think even with with the goggles on it, you have a 60-foot.
Something like that, yeah. Where are they? Goggles of night. Yeah, 60 feet.
Okay, so they look a little bit further than 60. They're slightly faded, but you can still see them kind of bobbing through the light.
Are they approaching, or are they just kind of passing by?
To you, there's no discernible pattern, but it's kind of the way they flow and move. It almost looks like it's dancing
They weren't
through the
there
trees.
before.
No, you had not seen them before.
So they were either there before but too far to see, or they have recently appeared. Something like
That.
Okay. Well, Coco's gonna sort of keep an eye on them and see if they move forward, or if there's a... Gonna keep watching, see if there's a pattern, if they get bigger, if they get brighter, or smaller, or big.
Yeah, you can't even tell their size, and as you're kind of watching, you're starting to have trouble telling their distance.
Coco's gonna try and sort of flatten down close to the
Okay.
dome as much as possible and be like, okay, I am definitely not a colorful budgie in the middle of a black landscape.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
We haven't any luck placing that call. Any sense?
So
Oh, that's a shit roll. The dice want me to die. You will love my backup character. So yeah, even with stealth, that is a 13.
okay.
Which
All right.
is the lowest I can roll without botching.
Siri, give me a D100 roll, please.
Okie dokie.
And you're calling Dad while she's at that, right?
Yeah, I'll have you guys do some whatever you guys are doing. I'll have you doing a check in a second.
Right now, Garvin's not doing anything. Garvin's
The
actually
75.
looking at Sahiri to think what she does. She
So,
wants to do.
So here, you, as you're sitting there praying, you feel a presence as you call out. It seems like it's the warmth of Kellenvor. Well,
Okay.
not necessarily the warmth per se, but you notice that it feels similar to the presence of that.
It's comforting for me. Probably not for other people, but I'm good.
Yeah, it's that sense of the grave. There's a little bit of that's really what it kind of comes off as, that you can sense with
Okay.
that.
So at that point, Garvin, you would see sort of a look of relief on Sahiri's face that she still can connect. And she'd sort of come back. I feel something like Kalimvor. Uh,
There's a lot of things like Kellamvor.
well,
Yeah,
but
there
it's
was a
comforting
question
for
mark
me,
over that.
so it's not like I don't feel like it's
Do you trust it?
maybe. I, I haven't not a whole lot of time to figure out exactly what it is. Are we concerned with Coco up there? Because I can cast Shield of Faith on her.
Look, I just need to trust it for 10 minutes. Well, 11.
Okay, so let me cast Shield of Faith on Coco because that gets her 2 extra
Oh, that's not what I
points to her
meant.
AC. Okay.
Isn't that super duper shiny though?
Well, yeah.
I'm just gonna bring the hut down for 11 minutes and redo it.
I mean, the other
Oh.
option is protection from evil and good, but I don't know what do we do. Fey, fiend.
I'm gonna tell Coco to hover by a few inches so she doesn't fall directly on him. And I cast message and tell her to hover a few inches.
No,
Can we-
Coco came down off the dome and is sort of
Smart.
marching next to
So
it
Garvin does it.
because mystery lights in the distance.
Yeah, as you're looking to talk to Coco, you notice she's hiding kind of off to a different side on the edge down by the ground.
And is very obviously watching.
And you see that she's staring off in a specific direction across. Well, she can't really see because she's hiding behind the dome at the moment.
I put my hand out to Garvin to wait, and I cast it to Coco. Are we good? What's up?
I don't actually know how message works
You actually,
telepathically.
yeah, because you technically respond with a short sentence, but
Well, it'd be based upon how she thinks, not how she speaks.
Yeah.
Right? Genku can't
Yeah.
speak. She can think.
But you can think.
in speech.
But does she think
Well,
from the perspective?
because
of
what
how she
voice would it
speaks,
be
or does she
using?
Speak from the
It
perspective. of how-
wouldn't be a voice. I'm guessing Coco probably thinks in pictures
I can do that.
to an extent. So you
I
get
can do
kind.
that.
You could probably get like a vaguely sort of. It's not like she's taken a photograph or something, but you sort of see dark background with
like
lights.
that.
With light.
Yeah.
You see the trees, and there's little lights back behind it. So that's kind of the vision that you kind of get in your head.
There's something out there. Is there anything I can do to speed your thing up?
Just do you have like a fog cloud or anything to cover us? Something. Whatever. I don't want her
mean,
out there on her own. And
me
Garvin just
neither.
takes the dome down.
Okay, I'm just gonna mold Earth up a wall in front of us then,
Yeah.
between wherever Coco is looking and us.
Okay. So a little 5-foot
Yeah.
wall pops up ahead, kind of. So 5-foot square. So it'll take up, right? Because I think it's 5-foot square.
And Garvin's just
Yeah,
going,
and I can do
Coco,
it a couple of times while he's doing his thing, just to.
where are you? Come here.
I just reach out and poke, point at the little wall.
Yep. Coco comes.
So Garvin kind of ducks into the alcove and starts casting his dome again.
Okay.
So Coco has put 2 and 2 together. She's like, okay, stick close to Garvin because otherwise you get locked out. but she will sort of point to the lights so that well, everybody but Garvin can take a look.
Okay. So are you guys doing anything else, or are you just staying quiet and silent the whole time?
Quiet and like silence. I mean, I guess I'm being passively stealthy, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not.
So,
We're hunkering down.
the minutes, nothing, you don't see, like, nothing comes around the corner, nothing goes around, and eventually the spell of the ritual goes off as you guys are then, this dome collapses, manifests around you guys as Garvin's spell managed to go off, and whatever that was out in the forest didn't seem to either see you or notice you, or maybe it didn't reach you in time. But
Garvin just.
Hard to know.
Heavy sigh.
Dude.
So how do we figure out where we are?
That's a good fucking question. I was giving him the eyes.
Look, there's like a minuscule chance I can't make something like this work, and that minuscule chance happened in a moment when we needed it not to.
We're all here, mostly okay.
Safe-ish. As safe as we're gonna be until we figure out where here is.
I took us to another plane of existence, Coco. It means the rules could be completely different here. Kind of like the
Magic still works.
Feywild.
So 2 more years?
Who
Or
knows?
more. Or less.
Every plane's different.
Yep.
Look, this thing will work in about another week. And Garvin gives a
Okay.
shrug.
That was gonna be my next question. That's not the answer I was hoping for. Cool.
Well,
Okay.
magic and healing work.
Yes. Those are good things. Coco, when you did some flying, anything of interest?
Mountains.
Mountains. Do
Forest.
mountains seem safer than foresty, swampy yuck? To anybody else?
Okay, Garvin wants to kind of assess all the info that's being given, and he's taking a look around a bit at this point. I'd like to think, at least in his peripherals. Can I make some sort of history check or here to see if I know or I've read?
Sure.
Yeah, this is just if he's read about it. Oof, a 9.
Okay.
That's low for him.
Yeah. He, for whatever this place is, it's nothing that you can remember reading about. Or at least nothing you're recalling.
Nothing I remember studying.
Oh! I didn't think about that. I'm also a reader of interesting places. Can I do the same thing?
Sure.
Okay. 13.
Nope, same
Not a
boat.
lot better.
Yeah, same boat. You're just... There's something itching your head, like there's something about this place that seems familiar, but you can't recall at all what it is.
I got nothing.
So, while you guys are in there, since you can see out, give me another perception check, but everybody can give me this one.
Oh dear. That doesn't sound good.
A 16.
I rolled it.
That's good
Hey.
for Garvin.
7. The dice
12.
do not like me today. Actually, they didn't like me last time either. Maybe they need some aromatherapy or something. I'll give
Okay.
them some essential oils and rub them down, or I don't know,
So-
crystals.
All right.
Cleanse them of whatever bad juju this is.
As everyone's kind of getting back, they're trying to figure out where you are and getting their bearings kind of straight. You see in the distance, kind of moving away, you see these lights kind of pop into existence in the along the, again, right like along the edge of your maximum sight, and then they kind of just filter out through the trees and disappear.
I don't know about the lights. Would a potion of clairvoyance help us in this situation?
It can't hurt.
Because we have one.
We have one?
I have one.
Wow.
That was a while ago.
All kinds of shit that I forget about. I start digging through my bag of holding because I forgot what's in there.
I mean, I don't really want to drink this because there's a creepy floating eyeball in it.
I think it'll let you just see some other place.
Hand it over.
Yeah,
I mean, I think with the eyeball, and that's what Garvin just kind of.
So I'm trying to remember where you even got the spell it basically activates as the clairvoyance spell, so it does require letting you see a place that's familiar to you. So you're kind of setting it in a location and kind of using it to watch. It's not like divination or anything like that, even though it's a divination school.
How about that won't help particularly in this situation?
You can have it down. You can have it back if you want.
I mean, I'm probably not going to use it, but if I had it, I will keep it if you'd like.
I don't care. It's not gonna smash in the bag of holding.
No,
You want me to put it in the bag?
sure.
Okay. What is it? Potion of clairvoyance?
Yes.
So yeah, so it's again, it's dark, it's slightly oppressive, but you do feel, for whatever reason, you feel it was like as soon as the dome popped around you, you felt this relief, like that oppressive seemed to have released off of you a little bit. Like something in here is at least slightly comforting and shielding. Um,
So we're not being watched creepily anymore? Is that the sense?
well, you can't be seen. Remember the
No, but like when we were outside, it's that oppressive. Was it the
it
like
wasn't
something's watching
it
and
wasn't the
plotting my
festive that
doom?
something was watching you. It felt like the place was just a love. There's just something oppressive about this location, like this weight putting
Emotion.
down on you. Yeah, you felt like slight levels of despair and sadness and things like that.
Feels like an emotional gravity of 1.5 Earth standard.
But you do feel if you needed to take a rest here, you probably would be safe within the dome.
Nap time.
At least a rest. Garvin just kind of sits down like, holy crap.
I definitely need a
Um,
nap.
Yeah, I'll pull out
You-
my mess kit and
Yeah, we
Yeah.
all. I think we can all do with a bit of a rest,
Okay.
or a proper rest.
yeah, use up my last med kit. Or not med
Garvin
kit.
doesn't pass out. He stays
ration.
awake, but he does rest.
Yeah, you guys actually, because you're in a tiny hut, you can take the benefits of a long rest. So
Yeah, he will. He's just not gonna rest right away. Like I was wondering if he was just gonna like pass out right there and
I gotcha.
in the ground.
So is anybody keeping watch, or are you just gonna stay and take the whole?
Yeah, I'll keep watch for the first start of it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take watches. Does anybody apart from Garvin not have dark vision? I think we're good.
Garvin still has dark vision going from the.
Oh, that's
cave
right. You
to
passed it.
the
That's right.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why you're gonna go first.
So,
Yep.
all right. So everybody else starts to take. So go ahead and give me a perception check while you're kind of on your own watching things.
17.
Garvin rolling well in perception, which is unusual.
He's
Um,
got a -2.
so
Always on his toes.
you see, um, a man, or at least it looks like a man in full dark, metal armor, riding on a skeleton horse. Behind him, he's got a contingent. It looks probably 15 skeletons behind him, and
Thank
he's
you.
marching from the direction where Poco was pointing from the mountains to the other side, like where you saw the lights kind of dancing off.
Okay. So I'm doing first watch. Who is going directly to sleep? Sahiri went directly to sleep. Garvin looks to Sahiri, notices she's asleep. He's the only one that he would actually probably point this out to. If the others don't notice it, he doesn't point it out.
I mean, wake her up if you need to. But I figure she
He's
needs
gonna-
the rest.
No, he's making a mental note of it and just kind of gonna remind her later.
Aside from that, the next couple hours kind of pass, are you waking anybody up to take another watch, or are you just gonna fall
Oh,
asleep and?
I'll, I'll take second watch.
Yeah, Garvin was actually gonna wake Adrin up without, whether he
I
wanted to or not. Yeah, I was gonna be
I
like,
wasn't asleep yet. I was still
"Wake up,
cooking your
brother."
dinner.
Yeah. Well, if you haven't
This
been
would have been
sleeping
during
yet-
his watch, so
Yeah.
you guys can sit there and make and
Okay.
do food and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to actually taking your rest while everybody else is resting, that's what he saw.
Yeah, Garvin would have told you to go to sleep if you were still up when he was doing watch, and would have woke somebody else up because he knows you need the rest to get your spells back or your energy back in this case.
All right. I mean, if we were doing, the everything else separate, then yeah, I would have been asleep at that point.
So yeah, he wakes you up then.
Okay.
Your watch.
Night. I
Night.
guess.
And he's just.
Anything happen?
I'll just keep your eyes out. I'll tell you in the morning. Trust me,
I
you
hate
don't
you.
want to know.
No, I don't. I love you. Good night.
He goes to his bedroll and goes to bed.
Okay, all right. So Adrian, you're up for the next watch. Go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
Okay. Cool, I'm burning my tides. 19.
Okay.
I'm not.
You're sitting there, and you hear in the distance. I'll describe it again. You're kind of looking off in the direction of the same area of where. It's be the opposite direction of where your mold earth is laid up. So from the mountain range area to the opposite side of you hear the sounds of swords clanging in the distance. This goes on for about 30 minutes. But you don't... And then it just silence.
Okay. Can I roll something like survival to try to determine how far away from me
Sure.
that sound was?
Sure.
Okay. I'm not very good at survival, so I'm kind of winging this, and clearly I'm not doing a very good job because I got a 7.
I mean, either way, it seems weird out here that you're not quite sure. You heard the sound. You don't know how far it was. You don't know how many it was. You just know you heard this definite sounds of multiple sword clangs.
Okay.
Like
But
some
I'm
sort
sure
of
the
skirmish
direction.
went on. You think you're sure of the direction, you just don't know how far.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whether it, but you couldn't tell. You wouldn't be able to tell if it was at the max at your range or further than that. It could have carried from who knows where.
I don't know, man. These big old pointy ears, they can hear a lot. Who knows how close it was?
Not with a 7.
No, I know. That was a survival check, man. I hear a lot.
Yeah, you hear Garvin snoring.
Perception was good. My survival was bad.
All right, so the rest of your watch kind of goes off without. You don't see anything. It was that like half an hour of raucous combat that just all of a sudden just stopped.
Actually, I would like to actively be looking in that direction
Okay.
for the next 20 minutes or so. Glancing around behind me and everything to make sure I'm keeping an actual watch, but I want to make sure I'm focusing on that direction to see if anything goes by.
Yeah, as I said, you don't see anything. Everything's
Okay,
quiet. Nothing's moving through the darkness at this point.
that's fine. How many watches do we need?
That depends on how long you want to watch. I think Garvin said you were a couple hours, correct?
Yeah, I mean, the rules of essentially a long rest are 6 hours of sleep, 2 hours of light activity. So Garvin knows the limits of his own body, would have pushed himself to the limits, and then woken up Adrid. In this case.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll give it my 2 hours and wake somebody else up.
Who's your next victim? I mean, who's the next person you're waking up?
Let's find out.
Could be Coco.
Coco, evens or odds.
Because that way,
This is literally how Adrian would determine.
odds always odd.
All right, it's a 3. Coco, poke.
Coco will take watch.
You see Coco get up and take the goggles and go bloop and put her little owl goggles
like-
on.
Well, there was something that way about an hour and a half ago. I don't know. Garvin
Something?
apparently saw something. I don't know what. Just keep your eye out. I think we're okay in here if he wasn't super nervous. Didn't see much.
Okay.
We'll be alright. Night.
I love how we're all just like creeping each other out all through the night.
Yeah, like
It's very spooky, but don't be too scared. Good night.
All right, Coco. So, Adrian's heading to sleep. Give me a perception check and see how your watch goes.
12.
Okay. So, your watch is pretty uneventful. You don't see anything. You don't hear anything. It's just weird that everywhere else you've been, whether it be the Feywild or through the forest outside of Waterdeep, anything like that, there's always been some sound, but you don't hear anything out there. No insects, no animals moving around. Just
So creepy.
silence. But aside from that, you don't see or hear anything throughout your 2 hours of watch.
Okay. And when that is done, I will go and wake Sahiri.
Okay.
It's my turn now.
Yep. So Coco lies down, gets to sleep. Go ahead and roll me your perception check, Sahiri.
That's a 22.
Nice.
Okay. As you're kind of lying there, you see a figure in this full dark plate armor riding on a skeleton warhorse. By himself, however, heading back in towards the directions of the mountains. Quietly creeping, not even looking in your direction, but is moving through this forest slowly. Slowly but
Well,
purposefully.
First of all, that's fairly impressive with a horse, that skeletal or not. Second of all, that's disturbing as hell that there's a strange humanoid man on a skeletal horse riding in our sort of purview. But he's just moving on his way, right? Not.
Yep. Yeah, he's kind of at the edge of your vision, just moving his way through this forest. You can definitely hear the sound of the hooves, the skeletal hooves squishing into the ground and moving along.
But clearly, does the man give off undead vibes, or is it just the horse that's undead?
You didn't get a good look at him. All you can really see is the armor itself.
I mean, it's plate.
Does
so
he
it's gonna
get
be
within
covered with
60 feet of us?
Yes, because he's within your visual range.
Well, then we're gonna Eyes of the Grave that shit.
Eyes of the Grave is telling us something's undead and where it is, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
As an action, you know the location of any undead within 60 feet that isn't behind total cover or isn't protected from divination magic.
Okay, he's definitely undead. Both him and the horse.
Okay. Cool. I am profoundly uncomfortable with this.
I
But
can't
I'm the only
imagine
one
why.
awake. everybody else needs rest, but he needs to. This is not okay. Every 5. But Sahiri's like, I'm not waking them because they need their rest. We can deal with it when everybody's healed.
Okay. And the rest of
So
your
some
watch.
calming breaths and like, it's okay. We'll deal with them later. I promise.
We all probably rudely awaken to the soggy floor.
As
No,
you're as
I made it solid underneath us.
well, I mean, it's a matter of time. 8 hours is probably the way that this forest is. Yeah, it might have soaking through a little bit as the spell wears off. The dome, you hear almost a pop as the sound outside kind of returns. That you get that oppressive silence. But there's just that weird like nothing hum that you kind of get from out in this kind of environment.
So it's kind of like poke, poke, poke at everybody now that it's been time. Time to get up. There's a weird skeletal undead man and his horse.
Yeah, he was marching in an army of skeletons as you were falling asleep, but
Only he and his horse came back. And he's definitely undead, and his horse is definitely undead, and that's natural and shouldn't be occurring. Not natural. Don't like it.
unless that's the type of plane we're on.
Then we need to
Ooh,
leave, because the undead
time
were
to
an
go
abomination.
home.
Yeah.
We can always try. I've rested.
Try.
Where do we want to
This
go?
is not a good place.
Oh.
Do we want to go home, or do we want to go back to where we were to try to save the people?
So they were doing a ritual to unleash a god. No? Well, we kicked that shit right off and then buggered off. So I'm gonna go with not there.
I mean, to be
You're
honest,
responsible for those people.
my little Fey friend might have stopped part of the ritual. He eviscerated a few of them.
What? He cast darkness on me. I couldn't see anything.
Well, good. He did his job.
Bummer. Would have been really good material for the novel, but you know, that's assuming we survive.
Coco
Coco.
looks very confused because she has no idea about your Fey friend at all. I don't think she ever saw it.
Oh, he made a
Sahiri,
squirrel.
where are we
Yeah?
going?
Well, I mean, it's up to everybody, but we've left a town defenseless against a god, potentially.
Garvin
She's
starts
right, we should
thinking
go.
back to the town that we were just in, that we left behind.
Ooh, Garvin. I'm gonna pull that potion of clairvoyance out of my bag of holding. Slash, slash, slash.
Wonder. Can I do an Arcana check on this?
Sure.
A 10.
Yeah, it's like, why are you showing me this vial with eyeball in it? You don't have any idea what.
No, it's a potion of clairvoyance. What does that have to do anything?
Well, couldn't you, like, see where we're trying to go before we try to go there? Does that help?
I mean, if it penetrates the planes, sure, we can try and. I mean, it might just be a waste.
What
Garvin,
the
just
fuck am I doing with it?
this plane's like you've mentioned this plane's like really negative.
Mhm.
So Garvin's got some sass and attitude. Just pops the cork and chugs the thing with some sass and attitude. I think.
Okay.
I think the plane's
Yeah.
probably getting to him. We're all frustrated.
Yeah, what the fuck am I gonna do with it? Just drink the fucking thing.
Yeah, he does. He just kind of like gives you snark sass, chugs the thing, and throws it down.
Okay. So where are you kind of visualizing that you're
The town and a safe space. He's trying to
The
remember a safe space in the town, like the tavern, some place that might have. No.
Oh, no, we can go see the old guy.
No. He's visualizing meat. Because that was a place that he created a safe space.
So as you're starting to visualize this, your mind kind of feels this rush of energy, and as you open your eyes back up, you can see it looks like the small town of Meat. You see the large bonfire, what was left of it, still smoldered, but everything seems to have been covered over in plant life. The trees haven't expanded, but the area itself seems to be back to where it was before the town was there. All the vegetation has started growing.
Like moss and clovers and
Yep.
stuff.
Is the circle Murray and I worked on together still there?
Yes.
Garvin pulls his vision back to himself. All right, join hands. Let's try this again.
Okie dokie.
And Garvin holds onto the amulet and sees if it works.
Okay. Give me, that was a intelligence save, I believe.
17.
I believe it was a 15 to...
It is a DC 15,
Yes.
I believe.
So it's a DC 15 intelligence check. Oh, it was intelligence check. Well, it's okay. That's fine.
No, that's a save. That's the same. It either intelligence check or I think it's a save.
I think it's the same. It says a check, but it's a DC, so difficulty check. But I think it's the same regardless because you still have your...
I get my proficiency or no?
Yes, because you're proficient with intelligence. So I'm going to give that. So you make your check.
Yay.
So as you guys all, you feel this flash of energy.
So I roll a D100 again, huh?
No. That's if you fail.
Okay. Oh, I don't roll a D100.
No.
Okay.
No. That's only on the failure. You guys feel this sensation and this flash. As you kind of open your eyes again and visualize what you're seeing, you guys find yourself back in Meat.
Oh. Okay. Good stuff, kid. That's really fucking cool.
Oh, I'm so glad that Murray helped us put this here.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think Garvin kind of like kisses the ground like Murray would.
Murray totally would. Murray might even add some tongue.
So as you land, you
Question mark.
the sun is just coming up over the tree line. You guys can feel the warmth of being back in the material plane. But it's quiet other than you do hear animal life and insects, and you hear birds in the trees, and you hear the breeze blowing through the trees. Everything seems as it was the last time you were, well, other than there's excessive amounts of plant growth after the 3 years you guys were gone. 2 years were gone.
Alright, so if we're in Meat, we're about, what, say, half a day from where we need to go back to try to prevent
I think it's
evil
further than that.
elder god from, well, that's Adrian guessing.
Gotcha.
I have no idea at the moment. This is the only safe place I could think of.
Man, Murray was really good with distances, and I'm not so good.
I'll make an intelligence check.
Fucking miss that guy.
Okay.
And 11.
Okay. You know, from where you were, it is a long ride back. So, while you can't remember exact distances, you remember it was just to get back to Waterdeep. It was 3 days. It was part day walk back to Succumber, and then a boat ride took you back to Waterdeep. But
Well, we're not trying to get back to Waterdeep. We're trying to get back to that town.
yes, the town is just
okay.
slightly south, or just slightly east of Baldur's Gate, which is uh, about 500 miles south. So it's far. You guys are far away from where you were.
Hugs on Adrin's sleeve.
What just happened? So Garvin pulled.
Very lost.
Garvin pulled us into another plane. I'm not sure which one. It was not a great one. I don't super love the idea of going back there. Also, I'm gonna need illustrations from both of you, by the way, of that thing that you saw, but we'll get to that later. And now we're back. This is neat. You remember where I met Nob? Oh shit, that's us.
Oh.
And I just gesture at Garvin like.
All right.
Now.
All right, I got you. And Garvin comes over to the dirt and kind of smears a spot in the ground to kind of make some, with mold earth to make some rough dirt. Takes his staff and draws the picture of a door. Actually, he draws 3 doors. The first door. All right, Coco. This door here. When we were in the middle of all of that and everybody was a mess and you fell unconscious. I yanked us through the door to the dark place here. And then to get us out of the dark place, I yanked us here through a door.
Magical teleportation, but on a much larger scale than I can do.
And it's not very stable for me yet.
Same door?
I mean, yes.
Yes and no?
Yes, same door. Just tuned differently.
Oh. Well, even I didn't know that.
Coco is
Neat.
very like it's very much is there's a very much ignore the smell of burning rubber look as she's like processing that. She's bright, but she doesn't get magic
It's like a different language to you.
entirely.
We need
So.
to figure out where we went so we can try to figure out if there was a reason why we were brought there.
I think the reason is stunning.
You know
Am I
what?
right?
Sahiri, how about you sit in a circle and try and communicate with Kalemvor there? It's a special place.
Okay.
Worth a try.
And Garvin's gonna sit focusing on his dad, trying to channel energy into Sahiri and
Same.
help her connect.
Okay.
Same.
So-
We'll flank
so-
her and
So give me a D100.
energy bend.
12.
And Garvin's way of doing this is he's just gonna put his hands on the shoulders of Sahiri. He's gonna close his eyes, and he's going to sing a song from their childhood, Adrin's and his, that his mother and father used to sing. It's probably some lullaby or something that was passed along in Fae. However, he's going to be singing it with speak animals and be trying to draw the wildlife
Okay.
to the place.
So, okay. So, Sahiri, as you're sitting there trying to channel and commune with Kelemvor, you don't get the normal feeling that you would normally get. But you feel this energy build up inside, and as you kind of open your eyes, you see flowers have sprung up around you. And then you see a bunch of small, like, rodents and animals, small forest life have kind of perched themselves out and kind of sitting around you in like a
Kind
half
of the
circle.
exact opposite of what I'm used to. Because we brought life, not transitioned life into death.
So you get the feeling while you didn't commune with Kelemvor like you were hoped, you might have gotten a little bit of interference from your party members trying to help.
So, not Kalimvor, got some of your growth life energy.
Well, that's how it works for me. I don't know. You try. And Garvin just kind of like walks away.
Oh, we tried to pull Dad into it, and you got Dad.
Polar opposites, kind of. Your
Yep.
druid life. I am about the transition at the end of that life path. That's my whole purpose. I run the mortuary.
Um,
I move people on. It's accepting death is
would it work better to go inside one of these buildings that was destroyed and people killed in?
I don't necessarily know. I mean, it's more of a I mean, I if I'm recall correctly,
So,
and this is player recalling that we sort of put these souls at rest when we left. But I can try again in there.
so you
Garvin
connect
and I
to
was helping.
Kalemvor through the passing of one person to another. Like,
Yes and no. So when people as we all know, when you fall unconscious in battle and your spirit is deciding whether it is going to cross on or not, it is my job to help that soul transition should that choice be made. That death is nothing to fear. When it is your time, it is okay. And you will most likely go to a better place. You will most likely be claimed by your god and go to their realm. If you do not have a god, or you are not claimed for whatever reason, it's not such a good ending for you. But death is still nothing to be feared. It is a natural order, it is natural in life. All things that live have a life cycle and have a time where they will pass on.
so is it like helping them through the astral sea?
Yes. It is a helping transition because some deaths people are ready for, other deaths people are not so ready. Their soul needs a guide to get them to the realm of Kellamvor so that they can be claimed or not, and to help ease their passing and let them know that those they've left behind will be okay.
With that, Garvin summons a Fey spirit, and as he does, he causes it to be fuming and angry as it dashes about, slaughtering all of the beasts that we've called to us to cause a transition for Sahiri.
Okay, I
I'm
guess I'm helping some
interested
woodland
in.
creatures move on.
I'm
So
gonna be honest with you, Zahiri. I'm just impressed he didn't stab himself.
you see this angry little spirit just fly around and just it's mayhem.
Okay, well, now let's put these animals to rest. May not have been necessary to do that, but we're here now, so we will move
We
forward.
we should help less, Garvin, not more.
What?
Less.
That should release the right energy, right?
That's yeah, but it was a bit extreme there, bud.
So Siri sort of starts digging little graves
But
for
that's
each of
what
the
I
little
called
critters.
them for.
But I like pick up a bunny's head by its ear, and I'm like, yeah, but this is a bit much, dude.
It knew its purpose. It still knew. It came willingly,
Knowing it was gonna die,
knowing it was going to serve a purpose, a connection
dude,
to
that's
something
fucked.
for us. I asked for help. I didn't understand how Sahiri needed help.
So I do
Still
what I do, and I start, just start going and
Okay.
burying all these little lives. And
Okay.
I'm gonna help dig the graves, cause like, yikes.
So you offer prayers to the creatures for on in behalf of Kellamvor to see them on to whatever their next life entails, and
to honor their life that they had, and
you get a
Garvin, I think, to try to help, because he's trying to understand this.
Stop helping!
As Druidcraft,
Garvin!
great like the start of a blossom or the start of a seedling that would grow from each of the corpses, as if to show transition of life to the next.
You do that, but it's almost like there's an energy that slightly perverts it a little bit, and they become a little more gnarled than you expected. It's almost as if it's a.
Does it look like it's Sealy?
This is not the best way to have gone about that.
It's like it's almost like something's like throwing it kind of back at you a little bit. But either way, so here you kind of get the sense of peace of these moving on, but nature's kind of sticking its tongue back out at Garvin for the.
Those are okay. Nature's a little mad.
Told you.
But
I'm not used to this type of stuff.
I appreciate the gesture. I do. But let's not murder anything if we don't have to. And let the death and life cycle occur.
I think as soon as you use the word murder, Garvin realizes what he just did, and he's like,
Yeah, bud. Think about it this way. If Murray would have punched you, Dad may just kill you.
well, Murray wasn't here to remind me.
But you can pretend
it was a
he's here in
mistake.
your head.
It's okay. We put the little animals have gone to rest. They've been transitioned. We've moved on. Kellamvor has accepted them.
You did your best. Just do better next time.
Death is not easy for the living to understand.
I don't really.
And usually when you understand it, it's too late to understand it in the world of the living. But I grew up with it.
Yeah. And we grew up with.
You grew up with the creation of life. It's balance.
I'm just trying
You
to
bring that,
it better.
I move it.
You tried, buddy. I'm sorry if I was harsh.
It.
I think Garvin's got tears, and he looks really distant.
You did what you thought would help. And I appreciate that. I wish that I had the words to explain it better. But it's an innate understanding. Like, you understand the magic that you have and how to use it. I understand that transition into death. I trained under somebody. They showed me the path. They took me through it. I have, in my short life, helped many people come to grips with it. And I can't help everybody. Some people are not ready for that realization and that acceptance. But it is also my job to help dead things stay dead. It's why the undead rider and wherever we went is exceedingly disturbing, because that is not natural.
Nope.
It's just a path I have to walk sometime soon.
Well, I will, as long as I am living, and even if I am not, I will help you along that path. As best I can. I promise that.
Thanks.
Okay.
And if I am alive, I will help everybody else with that path and that choice.
Okay, I can't actually make this fit legibly on a whiteboard, but let's pretend that Coco has written it and flips it around to Garvin, and it says, "What do you mean by soon?"
Coco, I'm going to have to die and come back. And I think he shows you, he starts to take his armor off. And I think he shows the two of you probably for the first time. And Adrin's already seen this, so.
It's alright, Coco. We're all gonna be here to help him.
You see Garvin's legs are basically deteriorating.
Go immediately looks at Sahiri.
Some things I can fix, some things I cannot. There is a price and a balance. And I can help when your soul is and your body is still on the path of the living, but when there's a force outside of my control and outside of the realm,
It's all right, Coco. I got something when we were in the Feywilds.
And he kind of pulls the pouch out and shows the mushroom that he's been holding kind of dear for a moment and tucks it back away.
It'll help me move through the realm of the dead with Zahiri's aid to a new body. And I'm not done fighting and being here. Like Zahiri said, my soul's not done. It's just gonna have a new vessel.
Hopefully one a little bit more like mine.
So,
And that's what I'm contributing.
Yes, he knows.
Yep,
I
it was
asked
his
him
idea.
to help me, but he's not here. And we have to find someone else.
everybody give me a perception check as you guys are kind of...
Having a moment? You're gonna ruin our moment?
No.
It's bad. It's 11.
There is
15.
no,
My brother.
there is no moment. Coco rolled a 1. No perceiving for Coco tonight.
Coco is watching Garvin even
Coco
more
is-
than Adrian is
Coco
watching
is horrified.
Garvin.
Coco is horrified, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you know, we're just gonna have him die in transition, and that's fine." And Coco's like, "Wait, what the fuck? No."
Not transition.
Well, that's the word that was used.
As you guys are sitting there, Sakiri,
Yes.
from behind you in the kind of the path heading back out towards, like, if you're heading back to Sakomber, you hear the sound of wood tapping on ground with footsteps and like this jangle of almost like bells.
Someone is coming.
Great.
We can talk about this later.
And Garvin starts kind of buttoning the armor and sealing it back up.
Okay. And with that, guys, we're going to take a quick, like, 5-minute break, because a few of us probably need to use the bathroom, grab a quick drink, and then we'll come back and we'll finish things up for this evening. So hang tight. We'll be back very shortly. So see you in a minute.
Coco has decided that since she doesn't have a god, she'll just whenever, if she dies, she'll stay with Sahiri.
Behind the screen. Talk to the chat.
Welcome back, everybody, as we're having some
On that note,
we're having some back behind the scenes D&D philosophical questions. So as things have been ranged,
Conversations.
but the party has
character
just returned back from a plane that they are completely unfamiliar with, and managed to make their way back to meet for the whatever reason that Garvin decided that was the safest spot to go. There we've had a little bit of a
meeting.
a meeting of the minds, so to speak, and a little bit of an emotional situation, but somebody has been slowly coming up behind them.
They have a staff with bells. I'm assuming it's a staff. I hear thunk.
Wait, I want to roll a history on that. That sounds like something pretty distinctive. Have we met anybody?
So,
have I read about maybe anybody?
As you turn around, you see a man. You see an older human male, he's wearing, it looks like almost like a leather robe. It's made out of animal skin, and he's got a staff, with, it's like multiple gnarled branches off of it, but there's bells hanging off of each of the branches, which is making that noise as he's slowly making his way towards you.
The only reason that Adrian would care to know who this is before they get to us is so that he could properly greet the person. That's the only reason I want to run.
I think Garvin looks the way of the man and hangs his head in shame. A little bit.
And you kind of get this look as he looks kind of your direction. So that was the cry I heard from all this distance.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand things that I think I just understood in a way that I didn't want to understand them.
We had a misunderstanding of, well, death.
The first question I have is, who are you and how did you come to enter this grove? It's been empty for the past 3 years.
But we made this.
He kind of looks quizzically at you.
I reach out my hand for both hands actually, for the clasp handshake. Hi, I'm Adrian Morningstar. This is my brother Garvin, our friends Coco and Sahiri, and we are the unfortunate morons who get ourselves involved in damn near everything that we shouldn't, and that's why meat looks like
I mean, to be fair, we cleansed meat and we created this sanctuary here.
It was bad before.
I worked with Murray, a druid friend of mine, through the night. Didn't sleep much that night.
Is that a tall fellow with horns, antlers coming out of his head?
Loves mushrooms.
He's definitely a bit of an odd sort, but yes, I've run across him in my travels. Yes, he does talk very odd, but okay, so you are his friends. He's told tales of you. My name is
they're all lies.
My name is Ulfric.
Ulfric.
Nice to meet you, Ulfric. I'm Garvin.
I'm a
probably talked about me.
Yes, I've heard the name. I'm a druid from up north. I've been traveling for quite some time and ran across this grove that is just teeming with nature and energy.
Garvin catches a couple of quick, very light elbow jabs to the ribs, like, we needed a druid. Make friends.
Ulfric, do you mind helping me build a fire?
Of course.
Something that'll burn hot.
Well, we can certainly get it started. There'll be some older timber, potentially from the houses that are fallen to shambles. We could probably use some of the wood for, but the trees here are too lively.
those houses be burnt. There was a lot of trauma in them.
So, Coco and Sahiri, would you two like to help me tear apart this lovely little abode that someone used to live in? You get a look, Coco, like, come on! We're gonna
A
get
very
one
exasperated Huffin follows you. The hell
Channel
is
the
happening?
frustration into work.
Yeah, we're just gonna take boards and shit off of the house.
Okay.
Take as long as it seems like he needs.
So there's already a pretty decent the ring of stones from what you guys had done before, where you can build a nice fire. Ulfric's kind of watching you, Garvin, as you're moving around. There's an air about you.
What do you mean?
Like you're half foot to the grave.
Yeah, kind of. Look, I'm just trying to understand death better, and my friend needed a way to connect to her god. She's lost. She worships Kalemvor, and I don't understand. I killed the poor beasts to give her that connection, and to be honest, I think I committed a bit of an atrocity. Nature got angry, and I'd like some sort of reminder. Can you give me a brand, something, in the flames? At least while I'm in this body.
What do you mean a brand?
A mark. A reminder.
Well, I've always served the Myaliki myself. Might be able to do something. And you see him kind of pull out a it's a metal symbol. And let me bring that up. It is it's the shape of a you see it's a unicorn's head. He says, "Well, I don't know who your god and who you worship is, but this is the goddess I worship myself. And but if you need a reminder of what the importance of nature, that can be done."
I just need a reminder of this moment. Of what I've done and what life and death and the threshold between means.
Very well.
I still don't understand death, but I shouldn't have sent them there.
I don't think any mortal is meant to truly understand the nature of death, let alone life for that matter.
Murray was going to help me transition to a new body. He's not here, and Sahiri understands Kalemvor. He said it was something druids could do.
We definitely believe in the ability for the soul to reincarnate.
Well, I've been to the Feywilds, and I've met a goddess. She gave me something to at least help with that transition.
What did she give you?
A mushroom.
May I see it? I don't need to touch it. You may just hold it out. I would just like to see.
What was Murray's code name?
Now you're asking me to remember.
Does the NPC remember?
Yes, he
Okay.
able to tell. Yeah, he's able to tell you
Okay.
that. It's like I can't remember the life of me.
Yeah, Garvin, I think is like this is something he's very protective of. So he pulls it out and he shows Ulfric.
And you kind of see him. He holds his hand out, and That is very strong.
It came from a goddess whose domain was near to death.
Do you know what you want to come back as?
I wish to be like my brother, so that my life is as long as his.
I think this is probably a good moment for us to walk back into the camera shot with a bunch of wood.
So yeah, as you're kind of saying this, you hear Sahiri and Garvin. I mean, Sahiri and Adrian come up with wood from the building and start placing it into the fire pit. I see your friends have returned. We can speak more of this later if you would like. I may be able to help, potentially.
Garvin gives a nod.
Ah, yes, nice hot fire. Make a nice even stack around the center of the stone, and I should be able to start a nice fire for you. You'll have to find some loose leaves on the ground to start as some kindling to get the fire started, as the wood won't cut up on its own.
Fireball.
Ah, you're a sorcerer.
Didn't Murray mention?
No, I mean he
Coco
mentioned
snorts. Show off.
his friends, but he never mentioned exactly what you were capable of. But
Oi, that was Murray's voice. That's not cool, Coco. Well, yes, I'm a sorcerer. Hi.
very well.
I light the fire.
Okay. The fire starts out slowly. It is firebolt, so it will still at the spot that starts to ignite. Eventually, this fire builds and builds, and you have this large plume of smoke going through the center of the trees that are at the center of meat going up in the air. But the fire is burning bright. It's burning hot. You see Ulfric grab the symbol and start attaching it to the end of a stick. Are you still want to go through with this?
Yes.
It's
And Garvin kind of holds his left hand out.
very well. And he goes and he takes and sticks the stick out in the fire until you start seeing it grow hotter. And eventually it comes out and it's that mix of red and black as it's now very, very hot. And he says, "This will hurt immensely, and I apologize for the pain you're about to endure."
I'm gonna put my hand in the one that he's holding out.
Garvin just takes a deep breath in and then holds his breath and clasps.
Shaking my head at him the whole time.
So, you will take... Where is my... give me my dice. As you take 8 points of fire damage as the metal just sears the flesh on your hand. You hear Garvin let out a scream of pain.
He takes and pours some water in it and starts to dress the wound, make sure that it doesn't get infected.
I know what you did was extreme, but was this really your only option? I mean, far be it from me to stop you from making your own decisions about your body, but you are my brother. This feels a little.
I don't want to forget when I'm walking through realms that are probably much darker than the ones that we walk through daily.
Okay.
And Garvin gives a stern nod.
Did you
kind of shrugs, like, yeah, and
Okay. That's it.
Now, and Ulfric goes, all right, now that that's done with, sit. We'll have some food.
I can help cook.
And
Don't make that face here. You eat my cooking every day.
I ponder a lot of things. It's not about your cooking. I'm wondering how Murray is. I am thinking to the future.
I'm also thinking
There are things that I must prepare for as well when that time comes.
wow, kind of a Debbie Downer of a day.
so you see,
And it's I find it interesting that Ulfric came along when he did.
I'm not shocked. Things kind of happen, fall into place around us. We just don't always understand that place.
so you guys see Ulfric pull out a bag from inside of his robe. And inside he pulls out, surprisingly, it's a small bag on his side, which you guys would actually seem familiar. You guys actually, I think, have a bag of holding it out. He pulls a basket of vegetables. He reaches also in and pulls out a pot. How does a vegetable stew sound for this evening?
That sounds amazing.
Coco has pulls aside and just sort of holds this up to Sahiri.
Yes, I agree, Coco, but perhaps he's a member of the same group they are?
Ulfric, will you show her your badge, please? She's a dear friend.
I mean, it does not seem it is not like them to
or his
trust
symbol. Like, I'm
this
sure he has
easily.
something.
So, he kind of lowers his hood of his robe down a little bit and unbends the outside, and you see the Harper symbol. Takes the hood and puts it back up and hides it back in between.
I apologize, Ulfric, for my lack of candor. I'm not. No, have you been a member long?
For many years, as I said, I've mostly been on the outpost up north, and I had made my way down here as I sensed something change down this way and felt the nature energy, and I've actually been here for quite a few days. It just all of a sudden I felt a cry from within the center of the town and found you here.
Can I
It was-
inside check that? Coco is not sure that this is not
Sure.
shit.
I was just curious to know
Coco's
if
like,
you perhaps.
No. We're talking about needing a druid for reincarnation, and suddenly Jingle Bells comes down the road. No. Coco is wildly suspicious about this.
Did you ever travel to Waterdeep? And
I stay away from cities most parts, so no, I have not been in the city itself.
Hey.
We do have a neat treehouse out back if you needed a place to stay, though. Murray's. Sure he won't.
It's just too busy, too many people, and too many stone houses.
Valid. Oh. My Lanta.
As far as you can tell, he is being absolutely genuine.
Okay.
There's nothing. He's not hiding anything from you. As far as not. You don't sense any deceit coming from him at all.
Thank you, Ulfric, for answering my question.
Well, if you want to continue to go explore around the town a little bit more, you're more than welcome. In the meantime, I'm going to prepare us some food.
I have explored this town enough.
Actually, yeah, speaking of which, Ulfric, while I'm helping you cook. Do you need help, by the way? I don't. You seem very self-sufficient.
I'm-
with this.
Garvin has like a light bulb face.
You are a druid. Are you? We need to get back to a town very, very quickly because some very, very bad. If you think today was bad, that is a drop in a barrel compared to what we just accidentally escaped. We need to get back.
Where do you need to get back to? Where have you gone?
Give me like 30 seconds to look through my notebook. I can't remember the name of this town for the life of me.
We need to
And
go
I've written it down
take
somewhere.
care of someone who's doing something that I just did on a much grander scale.
Yeah, but to people.
There's a tree. Didn't Murray? No, that's outside of Waterdeep. We need to
That's
get down
back
near
Murray.
Baldur's Gate. South.
Yeah, there's a small town about half a day's ride south of Baldur's Gate. The name of which I can't remember. And given that
I want to
this
roll
is
a.
on your
I'm
way
rolling
down
an
south-
intelligence check just to see if Garvin remembers the name.
Okay.
16.
Belhome.
It's Bellholm.
That's it.
I've not traveled very far south, but maybe. You say that's outside of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Any place safe out there? How far outside of Baldur's Gate was it?
About a half a day. Walking.
Southeast, right?
Southeast, yeah. I don't know why I remember that, but I remember that.
I don't know if I have much which can help you
Can you
get there
move through
faster.
trees?
It's a thing Murray could do. That's why we're asking.
It's I mean, it's limited on its distances, and
Cool. Well,
and it's
some dudes
generally
that we
upon
might-
myself only.
Let me lay it out for you, because we've been kind of cagey. Some dudes that we were in a fight with, and we've been sent by. Long story short, there was a ghost. She has some unfinished business. Her unfinished business is the douchebag who killed her, burnt her, and cut out her tongue. Is in a cult now and is trying to summon an evil god. We kind of sort of found them, went down and tried to fight some of them, and then left the plane to get out. So we got to get back there before they summon a god. That all in mind. Does that change your answer?
Unfortunately, it does not. I'm a druid, not a wizard or a sorcerer who has. I'm not as adept at transportation magic.
I can only do about 500 feet a pop. So, and with one of you.
But I might be able to get somebody who can.
What about some birds? Or turn us into birds? Big birds.
Flying is better than
Things that can
sailing.
carry us.
Flying is much better than sailing.
Murray always turned into animals.
I
Very tried to
can
save
actually. I could polymorph you, but it doesn't last that long. It only lasts about an hour.
I don't love my chances of.
Murray
midair.
turned Coco into a cat for an hour when we were in the Feywild.
Yeah, that's true.
He enjoyed climbing
Alright.
the curtains.
Coco can fly. I could make us weightless, but that's not very long.
Also, Coco's flying speed.
Hold on, I might have something else we might be able to do.
It doesn't actually make her faster.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a cloud?
No. Murray constantly threatened to turn us into farts.
That's a rather crude way of putting it.
Yeah. I
Coco
assumed
immediately
it
says
was
farts in Murray's voice really loudly.
You've met Murray. You know how he would put it.
It would give
Alright,
us.
just do it. It's probably our best bet.
Are you willing to come with us?
I would have to.
Yep. That was why I'm asking. I don't
I
expect
mean,
you
we
to just
probably need
come
his
with
help
us
anyways to get rid
willy-nilly.
of the demon or whatever's being summoned.
Understandably so, but the man has
They
a
were
choice.
sacrificing things.
But the man gets a choice. That's why I'm asking.
There was a beholder down there.
The man gets a choice.
It might be a zombie beholder.
That's at home.
No, there
Garvin.
was another one.
You all seem to run into quite the dangers, but
Yeah.
if you all are on here on specific business, then it seems that fate has decided to put us together, and
I mean, fate sent us to the Feywild for years because we were on Harper business. We're used to it.
Fate, the universe, Dad, who fucking knows? Are you in?
let's eat a nice hearty meal first, and then we'll make our way.
Music to my ears.
So you guys continue working on the evening. Eventually, the stew has been finished, and he produces out bowls from his bag, fills up each of your guys' bowls with this vegetable soup. It's carrots and celery and potatoes and peas, and you see carrots. And this is just a medley of all different things in this veggie broth. And considering what you guys have been through and how long you've been out, this is the most delicious tasting soup you've had in quite a while. Probably since your soup that you had in the Feywild before your battle with the
Oh,
Olaganthagos.
this is amazing.
Ah, I'm glad you like it. It's a recipe passed down from my family over the years. I'm glad that you were able to enjoy.
Any chance you could scribble it down for me? Also, is there any chance that there's more?
Oh, sure, absolutely. There's more. But it's a family recipe. Unfortunately, I can't just divulge the secrets.
Fair enough. Family secrets are quite an interesting topic with that group.
Understatement of the century there.
Not much of a secret.
All right, so, well, if you want to right now and go through the night, we can do that, or you can wait until morning.
I mean, to be honest, we technically just woke up.
Yeah, we did.
You
good to go
it's
for the
it's
night?
actually been quite a while at this point with the gathering of the
Okay.
the wood plus the making of it. It's now gotten to be early evening.
Garvin probably realizes as he looks at the sky. Never mind.
What? Oh, gods.
Just to confirm, what year is this?
And he tells you the year. It's the same
Okay.
same year, which
Oh, you know, I'm glad you checked, Sahiri. How many years did we lose last time?
3 and a half.
3?
Believe me, I've been hearing it from Liff ever since. It was 3.5.
yeah, and as far as you guys can tell, the like temperament of the weather seems to conform with when you guys had left, which I believe still puts it around summertime.
Thank you. As they said, we lost 3.5 years in the Feywild.
It was
That's
awkward.
that's quite an adventure.
Our mum was real mad.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, my friend went looking for us. I don't know where she is.
Do we know where she went looking?
No, and as of yet, they haven't been able to find her.
Well, Ulfric, have you heard of Bunny?
I mean, you remember her. She's very energetic.
No, Bunny is running the mortuary for me, Rin, my second in command.
Rin.
Yes, she has many concerns. Many concerns. But there's a good chance, Ulfric, as a member of your organization, you have probably run into Bunny.
Bunny, oh, absolutely. I can't stand being around here. She's way too much for me.
Yes, she's
Wow.
currently running the mortuary in Waterdeep, so...
Oh, I am so sorry.
It's
I'm hoping it's still standing when you get back.
me too.
If it hasn't fallen with us around, I don't think it's gonna fall for just Bunny.
But, anyways, if you would like to rest for the evening, we most certainly can. Otherwise, we can.
He's getting a glare from Coco because she likes Bunny.
Was
Yeah.
Murray well when you last saw him?
As far as I knew, but that was a while ago.
Define a while, if you would.
It's not been within the past year.
Whew. Okay. Been a minute. Then.
So it's probably, well, if that's the case, and you all were missing for 3.5 years, so then it's probably been over 3.5 years at this point. I don't know. Time's funny at this age, and you just kind of enjoy every day as it is.
That's okay. Time is an illusion. Just vibe my way through life.
So, as I said, I would prefer to rest, but I will leave that up to you on what you would like to do and when you would like to leave.
We'll rest.
Okay.
Very well.
Would you like me to redress your hand?
Yeah, I think he gives you a nod and he holds his hand out.
Hey, at least now you look like a badass.
Zahiri will help redress it so that it's a little tighter end.
All right.
The name of the town? Honey something?
Where you're going?
Yeah.
Belhome.
Belham, thank you.
So, he starts setting up his own kind of camp role outside, next to the fire. Starts to lie down, and before you guys even have a chance to realize what's going on, he is snoring.
Wow, they all do that.
I mean, I'm sure the forest will wake him up if he's worried.
Well, yeah, but like Dad could sleep like that, and Murray could sleep like that. I just thought it was them.
You kind of see him stir for a minute and whiz, hold on 1 second, let me do something real fast. And as he does, you see him start to cast a spell. It takes him a little while. It takes about 10 minutes. But you see 4 trees in the area kind of stand up out of the ground, uproot themselves, and kind of surround the camp. They'll take care of us overnight. Good night.
Cool.
All right.
Sleep it through. You won't need to rest. You won't need to watch. They'll take care of you guys.
Say less. And I go to bed.
Garvin takes out the last of his rations that he's got, except for maybe like 2 days worth, and crumbles them up and starts to kind of spread them out just in the area for the animals to try to help bring some balance.
Make some nests and things.
Yeah, create some thriving space before laying down to go to bed.
Okay. Okay, so you guys are able to sleep through the night. You wake up the next morning. The trees are still standing guard. It's like you see Ulfric's already up, starting to move around and kind of pulling out rations out for a breakfast real fast. I see you all are finally waking. I tend to get up as soon as the sun comes up. You know, early morning and all that. The trees will take guard here for the rest of the day, for that matter.
Thank you for not becoming a moose and farting in my face to wake me up.
I see where Murray gets his name.
Yep.
But if you're ready, if you want to eat first, feel free.
I mean, I'll eat. Yes. I, Garvin's like looking at it like, is anybody else hungry? Because I can eat more of this stuff.
I mean, sure, absolutely.
All right, so you guys kind of have a meal and it's like, all right, here's what I need you to do. I need everybody to stand in a circle and hold hands.
We're good at that. Or
And this,
we've done it like 3 times in the past 2 days.
all right, so you
Alright.
guys hold hands, and this is going to take about a minute, so I just need you to be patient. As you guys are standing there for the next minute, you feel the weight of your body starting to lighten up. You feel
Coco absolutely fidgets
okay.
during this entire minute.
Eventually, you see all of your bodies as you're looking across at you. You all kind of start turning into this gaseous form. So your shape starts to kind of go a little bit more translucent, and eventually you all are now like wisps of cloud. You all are able to move, and quite rapidly, as a matter of fact. You can move. Your flying speed is now 300 feet, and
Dash, we can go 6.
and you can, and this is per ground. So you guys are easily gonna be able to make it within.
100 feet a second.
Yeah, it's you're gonna get there in no time. 500 miles is a lot of feet, but you'll get there in just a couple hours.
Can we talk in this form?
You cannot communicate in this form at all.
Okay, I didn't think so.
You are in the cloud form, but you can voluntarily choose to shape out of it, but it will take about a minute to do so.
I think there's multiple times where like Garvin flies up next to Adrin and like waves his arm and like tries to talk like he's trying to say something, and we realize we can't.
So yes, and you see, the land you're just moving over the land rapidly. You're following along the coast. Eventually you see the large city of Baldur's Gate has its remarkably distinctive shape right along the coastline. And eventually you see the road leading more southeast as you see a small town below you. It looks like it's normal. Nothing seems to have gone wrong with it yet. There's no fires. There's people moving around as normal. Eventually, you guys land, and with a pop, you're released above the sky, and you're slowly falling as your body is forming back in place. Eventually, Ulfric says, "Sorry about the release in the air. I just thought you would have a little bit more fun, just kind of free falling into or slowly falling in above and landing softly on the ground. But I believe this is where you're going."
Yeah, this is it.
That was fun. This is it. Thank you for your help. Do you want to stick around?
Well, as I said, fate seems to be intertwined with us here at this point. So
Just making sure I give you the option.
if what you're saying is true, and these people are slaughtering innocents for their foul deeds, then yes, that we must stop that at all costs.
Okay, I just want to warn you, if you think bunnies a lot, hi, I'm Adrian. You're not gonna like.
He's not that bad.
Yes, I am.
So you get back to town. You see all the townsfolk are still seem to be moving about. So whatever happened before, doesn't seem like anything's happened from it's the cult side of things.
Wait, so the last thing the mayor knows, we walked into town, wandered around, got in a fight, went to her house, went to the temple, and then walked back in the same edge of town that we had walked in.
They haven't necessarily seen you yet. You've just seen the people walking around. So, but yeah, and it's been a few days later, for that matter.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, we know where
And
we're
everybody's
going.
still moving.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe my spirit interrupted the ritual and caused something really nasty to happen to them all.
I don't know. Do you know which one he? How did you put it? Eviscerated?
Oh, there was a few. I just felt it.
God. Would have made such good material.
They were cultists, I think.
Thanks. That's helpful for my novel.
It was protecting you. That was its job.
Yeah, that's why I'm not that mad. We should go though. And
So,
try
what
to
did
see
we
if we
leave
can get
behind us there so we are prepared for what we are walking into?
Oh, a wake of blood and
Well,
fire.
yes, but there
Most of
were
the room was on
the
fire.
snake things and the brain things and the beholder and the cultists and the head man.
Can Garvin try to like remember the flash as a connection to the spirit?
So you're trying to remember what he saw in there?
Yeah, like any like this is probably like because there's just a mental connection between the two. Like what flashes or remnants would be there? Would there
Uh,
be any?
the only things he really saw were the people that he was basically attacking. So it was you had him, you were commanding him to attack whoever's closest to him.
Yeah, so he there was like the reveal of like the multi-eyeballed thing that looked evil, right?
It was statue.
Oh well, see, I didn't even know that. See, there you go. Beholder statue, and it freaked out and was like slaughtering cultists and threw Adrin in darkness.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so
what
it
it had
wasn't the whole
seen
stuff.
was a huge purple stone statue of a monstrous otherworldly creature with a large bulbous head, long arms, tentacles for legs, and multifaceted eyes glowing with aquamarine light.
Yeah,
That's the description you get from Adrian.
Garvin's perception is garbage, so he probably thought it was an actual beholder.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna go
It
with
wasn't.
this. Yeah.
But Adrian would have
Saw
seen
it
it.
before
Yeah,
he-
Adrian saw it as well.
Yeah, I
Are
saw
you
it before
sure?
he domed me. Dude, novel. I'm sure.
Well, half the cultists probably were dead.
Probably. And then half of the room that we left was on fire. So
Maybe they're all dead.
maybe they're all dead. We can pray for a miracle. Wow, that feels fucked up to say. These are people.
I mean, they did pretty awful things.
Yeah, but they're still people, so it still feels a little yucky. Just a
I
little.
mean, yes.
Coco
I
shrugs.
don't, and I think Garvin looks to Sahiri for like clarification of like where is the line in this? Like,
If it's their time, it's their time. If they were not good people, they will be judged.
So we're the tool of Kalemvor bringing them to their death?
Dope.
We're more of a tool in for not just Kelemvor. Perhaps in this situation, we might be a tool of the gods for not creating another god being brought into this realm or whatever it is they're trying to summon. We are doing this for the good of these people who are innocent in this.
Hi.
So we're
It
just
is
tools for the divine to prevent something terrible from happening.
apparently it is historically difficult for a divine to make me do anything. I have questions.
They're not making us, they're giving us the choice. They've put us on this path and we chose to come back to help these people versus letting them be sacrificed in this being brought into
Well,
our realm.
I don't mean to be the
You've answered more questions than I'd asked.
put a stop to your comments, but shouldn't we be going to this cultist haven that you're talking about?
I assumed we were
yeah,
walking and talking.
Yeah.
I think,
Okay.
yeah.
Sahiri had posed the question of, let's do a little inventory before we rush in again, and that was what brought us to this.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, let's see if we can sneak through town before the mayor catches us.
I mean,
Because
you kind of go around town because it's not really going through it to get to the path you need to go anyway. So you guys start heading out towards where the cultist temple was. And you see nothing out of the ordinary. Everything's pretty much the way it was. You saw the nearly a pretty much abandoned work sections, the fallen, the tower nearly falling out, but it's all quiet otherwise.
Do the camps look lived in this time?
They look pretty much the same as they were before.
Do they look recently disturbed, or do they look like they haven't been disturbed in the last couple of days?
They don't nothing. It looks like nothing's been disturbed in the last couple days.
So did the cultists move on to
Did
another
they die?
creepy cult location?
I mean, we're gonna have to go downstairs to find out. But here's the thing. If they, what I'm wondering anyway, is if they were trying to summon an evil god and they had to do some ritual to do this, and the god was improperly summoned, perhaps that ritual took all of their lives as cost.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. If
Or
they're all
perhaps
dead.
they've gone to find more followers or make more followers, or
That is also a possibility. I'm
I
hoping
don't
that I'm
know
right.
what evil cults do.
That
I
sounds
mean-
bad.
I mean, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So you guys start heading
Did the
down.
god eat them? That's what I'm wondering, Coco.
You head down back into the entrance of the
There's precedent
Temple.
in our adventures for this.
I'm sneaking. I'm going slow and quiet.
So as you guys kind of get down to the bottom of the stairs inside the temple, you guys notice a familiar room. You see there's still bodies on the ground. The cultists that were surrounding Garvin. You see the body of one of the Grells.
What if they got transported when we got transported somewhere else?
Amazing. That would be good.
But we should put these bodies at rest so that they may be judged.
That is a thing to take care of once we have cleared.
And
Can we
not
do that in, like,
raised,
a mass
yes.
burial?
Yes. But we don't want them coming back as undead if they're not currently undead.
Or do we need to do this now then?
No, we can make sure there's nothing trying to kill us, because we know there was lots of things trying to kill us here.
But you've made me nervous about them coming back to life. What if we walk past them and we go try to find the dude who's trying to kill us, and then the dude who's trying to kill us makes them come up and try to kill us, and then we get it.
Well,
Can I
then
just-
we can take care of them now.
Help!
Let's just go.
I don't know what to do.
Don't worry about it. Siri thinks it's fine to move.
Okay.
So you continue moving, and as you're getting, so you're to the where the fountain was, where the cultists were lying. You find more bodies, and these are bodies that weren't necessarily there when you guys had fought.
These are new bodies.
You see
Do this.
some bodies with some char on them. Looks like they had been gotten on fire at some point, potentially
That
from a. But those bodies, some of them, actually have stab wounds as well. As you go through the double set of doors that go through, you see this large room, which you guys actually hadn't seen before. Give me 1 second. I'll describe this.
So did somebody else come in here and finish what we started?
Yeah, I think
That is a
Garvin's gonna start
terrifying
investigating.
question.
Or are they continuing? Are they on our side or their side?
So you're kind of, as the doors open, you see two side hallways going off to the left or right, and another set of double doors straight ahead. There's no bodies in here, but you also don't hear anything. It's pretty quiet.
Ahead.
Okay, you're gonna go back to continue through the double doors. As you open the double doors, you see a tall, bald man whose body is partially charred, and he's got a knife sticking in his back, dead on the
Must be
ground.
Oh, okay. We didn't see this. This is a new man.
That's not mine.
That's not yours.
That's not mine. didn't get a chance.
As you get closer to him, he does look familiar, though. You remember seeing the person with the ritual knife was a large, bald man.
He was down in the room by where they were trying to summon the thing.
Which you're in this room now. As you're kind of looking, you can see the staircase area where you came up from, off to your left, the far left. But you see the giant purple statue in the middle of the room, well, center end of the room.
I didn't do this, and the squirrel didn't do this.
That's the ritual knife in the back of this guy?
Well, it's a knife in the back of him.
It's a... Well, Is that the ritual knife or just a random knife?
I mean, it looks like a normal knife. Whether it's used for ritual or not, you don't know.
I could investigate it, see if it looks like the one that was in his hand.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna go well, but I'll give it a shot. No, it went real bad.
Okay. It looks like a knife to you.
I was gonna just go and sort of poke around the room and make sure that there's no, like, hidden danger of some kind.
Okay.
Like,
Like, up on
trapdoors.
the pillars to make sure brain things aren't going to come down at us, or snake things.
Exactly. Just check for traps, check for things lurking in corners.
So in this room, you see, there's these like pits, off to the side. There's two of them each side of this kind of chapel area. You see there's like ash along the edge.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but there were villagers caged up somewhere in this too?
You never saw them. Adrian did.
No, but...
No, but I've relayed things.
What if the prisoners got out and killed them all after the fire?
Or what
I
if
didn't get a
they
chance to let
sacrificed
them
the
out.
prisoners?
But then who the fuck killed them?
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm just nervous.
Garvin's looking like he's trying to like press onward to look around further at this point, I think.
Okay.
So, if we want to look for the prisoners and see if they got out, that would be that way.
Well, is that the statue of whatever they were trying to...
Yep.
Is it a
As far
good
as I'm
sign
aware.
that the statue's still here?
I don't do divine stuff.
I don't do cult stuff, so...
What is the statue made out of?
Purple stone.
A purple
Like-
stone.
Mhm.
Like amethyst?
gemstone?
No,
Or-
it's just a colored purple stone.
Like quartz?
Or just like
No, it's not gemstone. It's just a purple colored like stone
granite that just happens to be purple.
or something.
Okay.
Maybe you could blow it up. I looked to Adrin.
Let's do that after we
Maybe
reclaim
we should
any
figure out
souls.
who it is first. I mean, I've done a sketch, but I'm not that good, dude. Like, we should. You're not gonna be able to take this.
Has Garvin?
Would it be like a religion check?
You guys have it's
check, did we?
it was on the cover of the
Oh.
book that you found. You guys know who
Oh.
the deity or who the creature is. It was called Gernu.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
demon,
right, right.
wasn't it?
I think it was a demon, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my bad.
I mean, maybe the demons just killed them all.
Yeah, but does that mean that they're loose? This is a demon god. In it?
Well, should we continue investigating, look for the people?
I think at this point, Garvin just starts like walking forward the direction towards the prison, because he knows nothing's gonna happen if we keep debating it.
That
And
was
it
the
doesn't
direction I
matter.
wanted to head.
And it doesn't matter if
things nasty are down here or not, we're committed to going this way, so we're going into the darkness.
So
Nothing. Coco didn't find anything lurking about to like try and eat our faces.
you didn't see anything hiding. You didn't find anything threatening within the room. It's seemingly, at least in this level, abandoned. So, if you guys are going to continue on, you can head to this. Adrian, you know, southeast. There's a open bookshelf, which is where you came in at from before. That was like a secret door that's still open.
Yeah, I pointed to it, so I'm following right behind Garvin just
Okay.
in case he needs direction.
So you head down into the underground catacombs.
I think Garvin casts dark vision, realizing he can't see as soon as we start.
They're not actually. It's not actually dark. There's still
Okay.
There's still these weird like light blue like aquamarine lights spread throughout that are still active.
All right, so then he does not cast dark vision.
So you continue moving on down. Eventually get back to the area where you saw the guys training. And then across the way from that was down a little path. You saw a prison cell with 3 prisoners in it. As you enter in there, there's still people in there, but they're not looking great. They're not dead, but they look like they've been in here for a number of days unattended.
Guys, I'm gonna need everybody to step back. Can you all do that?
And you recognize one of them in there, as a matter of fact. You recognize them as...
Is this the old guy?
No.
Could it be the old guy's son, though? 'Cause the old guy's son
Crap,
was the one
where
that
was
got
he?
killed.
It was... Dag on it.
Perhaps Coco could pick the lock.
As
Where
more than
is
happy
his
to
name?
try.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Does the lock appear trapped in any way before she starts jamming, lockpicks in there?
It's Sir Veckin, who you had met in Baldur's Gate, he's the one who's kind of nodding slowly, but
How the hell did he get here?
Whoa, Coco. Hold up.
Does the lock appear trapped?
it does not appear to be trapped. It looks like it's just a standard lock.
Okay, so Coco will pull out her tools, but she sees Adrian doing things, so she'll wait. But she's got her lockpicks out.
Do you want me to sense undead?
Yeah.
So I will pop my eyes to the grave.
Okay, you do not sense an undead.
They're
Oh,
not
oh.
undead.
Oh no. Oh no. Who are we
They're-
talking to in Baldur's Gate?
Garvin, Garvin would recognize the guy. I know who we're talking about.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is the knight who was basically Sarah's love.
Yeah, but we spoke
Yeah.
to him. We spoke
We
to him.
spoke to him. We let
and
him
then
read the
came
book,
here.
and then we left.
Yeah, and remember, Garvin and Adrin spoke to him again, and Garvin kind of like tried to push him and call him out, like, "Hey, if this is someone you cared about, you would do something."
Hey, buddy. Are you good? All things considered.
Do you have water, food, something?
I'll give him my water skin.
And you see him take it and just downs it, but
Boulder's still with us?
he controls himself. Yeah, he controls himself a little bit and hands it to the woman, and then to the other younger man next to him.
I know Murray could
happened?
make berries. Can you make berries for these people?
Oh, Of course, of course. And you see him just do a spell, and then magically 10 berries pop into his hands. Oh, here, quick, give them to them.
And we pass them all through.
So
I'm
they,
gonna like squat down to be at eye level with them. Tell me what happened. You must have seen. Were you here? 2 days? No, I don't know. A day or two? Did you see me?
I heard the commotion. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anybody. But I after you finished talking with me, I got on my horse and immediately made it all the way down here to face Vialis myself. But I was waylaid by bandits and brought here.
Insight.
Go for it.
17.
You don't sense any dishonesty.
Okay. And they brought you here. What happened in the last 2 days? Because we were here. And what happened?
I heard I heard all the soldiers on the other side of the hall run out and up. I heard all sorts of commotion. I heard an explosion. It sounded like, I don't know what it was up there, but something exploded. But then I heard nothing for a minute, and then all of a sudden there was screams, and that's
Coming from where?
from upstairs. It was nobody was down here.
Insight again. 15. So.
Again, you're not sensing any dishonesty. It's yeah, he's not holding anything back from you that you can tell.
Okay. Vecna, I need to ask you this. Is there anything that you haven't told me?
I believe that the only thing I know is that the bandits had been waylaying people and bringing them here for some sort of sacrifice. I think we were supposed to be next on the list.
And then after the explosion, which by the way was a fireball, it was silent and then more screaming.
Yes.
Okay. And I stand back up and I gesture, sorry, I didn't mean to stop you. I just had to be sure. To Coco.
Holds up the lock picks.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I trust them.
Alrighty.
So did the ritual finish, and then whatever they summoned kill the rest of the people?
I'm pretty sure if that happened, Vecna would be dead.
I'm just gonna go back into the ritual room. I'm not gonna run, but like I'm
Garvin's
walking
walking with
pretty
you.
briskly.
Okay.
Which direction is that high priest facing? Is he looking up? Like, did he fall going up the steps, or did he fall coming down the steps?
Neither. He's not on steps. He's on flat ground. He's through the door, and he fell facing the statue. So with the knife in his back, you could assume somebody stabbed him from behind as he was going back into the ritual chamber.
I'm gonna message one after the other to all of my party members. Someone's following us.
Garvin's already put that two and two together. If this thing was something else killed that, but the question is what? Because it's not necessarily following us. It could be opportunity. So I guess Garvin would just respond going,
Or opportunistic.
Is this an enemy of the enemy is my friend situation?
They got here too quickly, right after us, for Adrian to not question, to not just first assume that they're following us, and then the secondary being, or they just happen to show up at the right time.
Out of curiosity, how high are the ceilings here?
They're 10 feet. At least on this lower area. I think they're 20 feet on the secondary area. And you're able to unlock the door without a problem and get everybody out. Ulfric goes, there's another possibility. That after your little, if you really say that you did all that, that maybe they turned on him?
Guess that would be
Perhaps.
best case scenario. That they decided it wasn't worth following the creepy cult.
Those screams came from up top. Apparently.
Correct. That's where he said he heard him.
Which means that one of those cultists just decided to turn on all of the rest, kill everyone around him, systematically kill all the rest of the cultists, come in here and kill the last man and then leave.
Well, based on what
I
you
mean,
said, how many did you have left when you left?
They all might have been dead.
Like 9.
Were they? I thought you said you could not see.
I could see right before we left. I could see as soon as I walked into this room before the squirrel jumped ahead and cast, cast darkness on me on his way past.
But there are an awful lot of charred bodies around.
Yeah, an awful lot of charred bodies that aren't where I charred them.
Somebody else charred more bodies?
You too saw me cast a fireball when we were up there.
Either
went
way,
around the ball of
let's
darkness.
collect all the bodies and put them at rest.
Go through their pocket.
Why don't we clear the place out first? Make sure there's no problems.
Yeah, does the place keep going after this?
I think it loops, but I haven't. I was only down that one hallway. Now we've been down the main hallway. So what's to the left?
All right, so you want to know what's around the temple. So in this lower level, from where you came down, it continues back around, and the only other entranceway as you're walking around, you see was the one back up that you came from. So you literally come from one side of the temple, and it comes out on the other. So it comes from the basically the entrance and goes out into the altar area. But down here, let's see. You guys see the remains of. You see a room. It's dark, dead-end chamber, holds a mound of charred bones, desiccated body parts, and skulls scattered across a linen sheet. Strange red-black runes mark the sheet's edge, seemingly scribed in blood. So it looks like this might be where they had been storing the bodies, but for what reason, you're not 100% sure.
Do we recognize the language?
You can give me an Arcana check to see if one of you knows
Gladly.
what this might be.
18.
Okay. So you think that based on the way that they're all laid out in the runes and everything, that this was supposed to be fuel for a larger ritual that probably was the one that actually is the final ritual. To actually summon Gernu. So they hadn't even seemed to have got to that point, but the runes seemed to be protection to keep them there. And in a specific state for the final ritual. But based on the runes, it would take hundreds of victims.
But these items on this altar are something that they needed. Or not altar, but like these items in front of us on this sheet are something that I feel like they needed for this.
Based on the runes that you're seeing, yeah.
Cool. I'm smashing anything I can.
Okay. So it's You're smashing bones because that's really what it is. It's charred bones, body parts,
The
skulls.
bones should.
The
Oh,
sheet
no, those are
itself, the
of.
sheet itself has the runes along the edges.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. It was the sheet that was needed, and not the bones.
No, the bones were needed with on top with the sheet. The sheet was
Yeah,
the
the bones
runes.
were the fuel.
Yeah.
But the bones are of the people, so instead of smashing it, I would just pull them off. I'm sorry, I misunderstood you.
Okay. But you can destroy the sheet. And you can see the kind of extra sparks as the sheet's being destroyed, coming from the runes themselves, as it looks like you're disabling whatever magic was being prepared there.
Okay. So, if this was just all a ritual to prepare a just a material component for this spell, then I wonder if it is safe to assume that someone came in behind us and cleaned up the loose ends of their own
And then
help.
they'll work on the next part of the ritual.
Yep.
So we
it
still
seems like
have
they
to
just didn't
find-
have enough fuel, and we stopped them before they got fuel.
True, but if this is one ritual in a step process, think about the organization, right? If there's one cell that's burnt, it's the whole cell that's burnt. If there's one cell of a cult that is burned, that whole cell is burned. And they can't let us find out, or anyone else who's trying to find out. If they're trying to do something bigger, whether or not we stopped them, whoever came in behind us may have just been cleaning up our mess.
Sahiri,
Yes.
is there any way for you to know if the spirit we were trying to help out is happy?
I can try. Well, would we have to go back to the book? Or can I attempt to... I don't think I have Speak with Dead.
Speak of Dead would require a mouth to speak through.
Oh yeah, and they don't have a tongue. So... And we don't have the book.
We do have a cultist. Or a dozen.
I'm not sure there's anything that I can do, particularly with spells and whatnot.
What about you, Ulfric? Got any tricks up your sleeve?
Mostly my magic is in nature. I don't deal too much in the necromantic arts.
Fair enough.
Let's just put these people to rest.
Yes. Let's see if that helps. I mean, she has not appeared to me since the book. But perhaps Sir... I forget his name.
Vecin.
Might... Yes, Vecin might have seen her, or might be a connection to her.
Okay. So yeah, I guess that's what we do then.
Okay. So you get all of the bodies. Are you looking through any of the bodies or anything, or are you just taking them all out? And okay. On the
Coco generally keeps an eye out for shinies, but
on the
Checking back.
on the general cultist, you really don't find too much. But on Lord Yellowcrest, you do find his robe is actually rather immaculate. While the knife is sticking through as you pull it out, it doesn't look like it's actually it doesn't look like the robe itself is damaged for whatever reason. And it seemed to be clear of all blood once you actually pull it off. Inside the robe, you actually find a scroll, a spell scroll.
Okay.
As you open and look at it, two of you, I think, both Garvin and Adrian, can both read it. That it looks like it's for teleport.
Well, I mean, that would have come in handy a little bit ago.
Yeah, just a bit.
But you kind of, there's something about the robe itself that just seems special.
Cool. I take it off.
It's
of him
magical.
unceremoniously. Just take it off of him.
Okay.
Because I'm burning him before we leave.
Okay. And you also find a key. Yes, you find a set of keys. One of them looks like it would probably fit the cells downstairs, the cages. Another one looks like it goes to a door somewhere.
I bet that's for his house back in town.
Or his creepy hideout somewhere.
So we're thinking house in town, flips to the next one. Cells, flips to the next one. House in Baldur's Gate? Question
mean-
mark?
Ooh, that would be nice. Perhaps he left us the deed.
And then Garvin gives a wink.
Okay.
I mean, come on. At least we could do something good with it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean of course, but we have no idea what the hell this goes to. How are we gonna figure it out?
Try it.
Okay.
I mean, if there's a lock and you stick a key in it, and it works.
So am I just gonna wander around the rest of my life sticking this key in locks until it
Just
works?
try it on Ulrich's house in Baldur's Gate.
Well, yeah.
And Ulrich's house in town.
Well, yeah.
So not wandering around forever, trying all the locks.
There's a lot going on in my head. Leave me alone.
Well, if you also check to see if there's anything else in this place.
I volunteer Coco for this mission.
I'll help her.
And I'll give Coco
Yeah,
an
well,
extra set of knives.
In the meantime, I will.
Continue to deal with the bodies.
Yeah, I will help your cleric friend here pull these bodies back outside.
I'm also gonna help with that.
All right, so we're investigating.
Okay, so you're kind of walking around. So this room is the altar area. This is where you're looking at Lord Yellowcrest. And there's not much in this altar room itself. As you head back, there is a room kind of between the altar room and the hallway going back out. But this door is unlocked. It looks like it's a secondary study. There's a glowing crystal sphere illuminating the chamber. It's got a wooden floor and contains a couch and a tall bookshelf. So on the bookshelf, there's just a number of different books, but aside from that, it doesn't look like there's too much in here.
Coco will poke around and let Garvin look at the books and see if there's anything there of interest to him.
Okay.
Yep, Garvin will do that.
So, Garvin, you see it's a collection of debased literature, dark mythology, studies of aberrant magic, and mad treatises on elder gods. So it looks like this is some sort of large collection that he had been building up over the years. Might have value to a purchaser, but as a native to Candlekeep, you might see that there could be some benefit to bringing that back.
Garvin's throwing them all in his bag of holding.
Okay.
The whole library just.
All right, and Coco, you don't find anything else in that room, so that room is pretty clear up. As you kind of move further out, you see the stairwell out leads to kind of a pathway that goes left and right. To your right, you see an office. There's not much there. It's wide open, so there's no door or anything like that. There's documents of mostly looks like business interests to his businesses they runs in Baldur's Gate, and he also uses them there as it looks like some of them are obvious information that maybe he was using that to kind of weed out spies. But just at glance at it, they don't look like they're have any actual functional use. So it's kind of just this, seems like he was using to kind of suss out somebody spying on the organization. The opposite direction, you actually come across a door.
Ooh.
A door? Those are our
Bum,
favorite.
bum.
Yes, there is a door, and as you get up to it, it's locked.
Does it appear? Does it appear trapped?
No, it does not appear to be trapped.
Hey, well,
You have the set of
does-
keys with you.
I was gonna say, does one of the keys fit this door?
As a matter of fact, as you take one of the two keys, the one that's not the cell key fits in and actually turns and opens the door.
Well, look at that.
So we won't have to spend the rest of our existence wandering the lands looking for the elusive door.
Adrian is wiser than he is smart, okay?
Okay. Inside this room, you see bundles of papers, diagrams, scrolls, and books lie scattered on a desk and across the floor of this room, which is lit by two glowing crystal spheres on a shelf along the north wall. So there's like one of the things you see are their papers are covered with formulas and schematics, but for you, you're not quite sure. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you. On the table, though, you do see a book, and it's labeled the Retribution of the Ancients. And as you kind of open it up and kind of look through it, it looks like spells. Maybe this was a spell book, but again, it doesn't make much sense to you. But you think you might know somebody who would have use to it. There's also a desk drawer, and as you open that up, there are two gold medallions in there. And there's a wooden box that looks like it's got a set of chimes in it that are like in pristine shape.
Like wind chimes?
It's a hollow metal tube. It's a single one. It's a single chime, not a set of chimes.
Oh, okay. Bing.
Okay.
Because they make noise.
As you do that,
Coco's
a door
and
and there's a hidden door in the corner that you hear an audible click to, and it slides slightly open.
Garvin, look!
What did you do, Coco?
She points at the chime.
Well, don't do it again.
She points at the door. Look!
Garvin goes to investigate.
Okay. You find a secret door.
Coco's going with him. She's like, look, I found a secret door. Look how awesome I am. Apparently, there was nothing wrong with my plan of bringing this thing I know nothing about.
It opens up on the wall and actually leads out into the main entrance area.
Maybe this is like his escape hatch. You find anything else useful?
She'll point to the. It was a box with a single chime.
Which when you hit the chime, it opened that secret door opened.
Yeah, but there was only the one chime in the box, correct?
Yes, there was just a single chime. You found the book on top of the table and some formulas and schematics and stuff like that, kind of strewn across the floor and the walls. But all that was like arcane level stuff that you don't understand necessarily.
Yeah, that's not. Points at the rest of the stuff and sort of shrugs.
Garvin takes kind of a rough look at the sketches and schematics and things, trying to make sense of what the hell he was doing.
It's a lot of nonsense for the most part, but it's definitely arcane magic. Whatever he was planning with this or trying to figure out, it looks like he was trying to do something, but you can't discern what it is because it just doesn't make any sense of what he was trying to play out. But you do notice there's a large book sitting on the table called The Retribution of the Ancients.
You described it to Coco that it looked kind of almost spellbook-like. If it does, Garvin will be picking it up.
Well,
kinda
yeah,
holding
as,
onto
as, as soon as you open it up, it starts describing various dark rituals. But as you keep scrolling through, you find a number of spells listed throughout it. And I'll give you the list of spells that you see in
Garvin
there.
will kind of leaf through it for a bit, and then put it in the bag of holding for now.
Okay. But I put them in the group chat, all the spells that you find listed in there.
Oh wow,
And
shiny.
I think Garvin holds the papers as he pulls them together, all the rituals and schematics. And Coco, these rituals and schematics could be helpful, but they could also teach someone to do what this guy was doing. Should we destroy them?
Maybe. It's like I don't know fuck all about magic. Is learning bad?
Some things are bad to let others know. Oh,
Garvin pulls out his tinderbox, sparks it, uses some druid craft to stoke the flame, and torches the papers.
Okay. So a fire is starting to burn, and it catches quick. As this room is full of papers and old ledgers and books that didn't seem to have too much of importance.
And he'll control flames to put it out so that it doesn't spread or cause much
Okay.
smoke to build.
That works. So you quickly smolder the flame, and you see all the paper and schematic just are charred mess. There's nothing left of it.
at least nobody can recreate his ritual.
Not without Coco, they can't.
Even so, like she didn't look at them carefully enough, I don't think, to confer them entirely to memory.
All right. And with that, I think we're going to stop for the night. We do have a kind of a hard ending time here. So, I
Sorry,
don't.
folks, I am boring and have to go to work.
Yeah, but you have to get up at 4 a.m. I think everybody will be okay with that. So,
Totally understandable.
yep. So, anyways, guys, I'm not sure the D&D schedule is going to be kind of in flux for a little bit. Once we work some stuff out, we'll try and get it back on some sort of plan. But we're gonna play them as we go. Otherwise, we'll just keep doing the same streams we normally do. So, I'll be back on Tuesday night. I don't know exactly what we're gonna play, but we'll do something. Maybe we'll go back to Haunt Chaser and try with the AI this time as opposed to the player killer, because Jesus, that was terrible. If not, Phasmo is always on the docket, but other stuff is going to be on the line as well. So thank you for hanging out, guys. I appreciate it as always, and we will catch you guys again on Tuesday. So have a great night. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.